All right.
Hello and welcome to episode 332 of the Player One podcast for Monday, March 4th, 2013. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, is a guy whose hand is miraculously healed this week as we were recording, Mr. Phil Theobald.
I am so excited for next week's show. You know what? I'm just going to sit this one out. I'm going to phone this one in. Next week's show, Halfway to the Beast. Yeah! Devil worship! You know that, right?
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
333 will be 333.
666.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
the Beast?
Oh. Well, I
You
thought
guys-
this was a date thing. Not a,
What?
I thought you were talking about the date of next week's show, and I'm like, what is he talking about?
You are an idiot.
Well, you know.
Read the Bible. This is in Revelations, folks.
Or listen to Iron Maiden, one of the two.
Yes.
And joining us from Canada is a man who did not suffer any lacerations on his hand this week either, Mr. Greg Seward.
Good evening.
You can tell the weeks that I actually wrote intros and the weeks that I didn't.
That would be one out of the last 182.
Yes, and joining us from the great state of Utah, of course, he has lacerations all over the place, but not visible on camera. Mr. Mike Phillips, hello.
The only thing I ever wound is my pride.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Appearing on this show every
Weekly.
week.
Yep.
All right. So, hey, I don't know if you guys noticed this on the website, playeronepodcast.com. You guys can, so if you want to go to blog entry for a specific episode, just go to playeronepodcast.com / and then the episode number, and it'll bring it right up.
Oh, is
That's
that right?
neat.
So for this
Sounds like somebody put a
episode,
lot of work into it.
Player One, I did. playeronepodcast.com / 332 will be the show notes for this episode.
Look at that.
And there are
La-la-di-da.
a couple fun shortcuts if you want to hear the interview we did with Ted Woolsey way back when. PlayerOnePodcast.com / Ted Woolsey.
Remember we were going to have a guest on every week?
And then also the Al Lowe interview is / Al Lowe.
325 episodes ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
How about the episode where my mom was on? Can you type in Phil's mom?
You're going to have to tell me which episode that was. And then I can do that.
That's a whole different internet search.
Let me tell you the website where I normally type
Phil
that in.
Mom.
Is this another Brazzers joke?
I was going to go with RedTube, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there you go. Yes, indeed. So you can do that, which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And let's talk about video games. What do you think about that?
Okay.
I play video games.
It looks like all four of us played a particular game on the list here.
Skyward Sword, baby.
Yes, and I finally beat it. I'm very excited.
Yes, that is, of course, Bit Trip
You're a terrible
presents
person.
Runner 2 Future Legend of Rhythm Alien.
I wanna ask, so I don't think it was CJ, who was the anal retentive loser
Gotta be Phil.
who had to put in the full title on the outline?
Well, I didn't play a game called Runner 2 this week. That's all I know. I played a game called Bit Trip Presents Runner 2 Future Legend of
Played a
Rhythm
game
Alien.
called Annoying Pedant this week.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Pedant.
So which
Pedant,
platform?
Pedant. What?
Which platform did each of us get this on? I got it on the Wii U.
I didn't get it on any platform. I played the trial version on 360.
I got it on Android.
I got it on Steam.
Nah, I got it on the Wii U.
Yeah, I noticed that
Yeah, I did.
because I was competing against you on some leaderboards. You're good at this game. I'm not
you know
good
what?
at this game.
I'm not the best. You know, there are people on my friends list who are higher than me, but I am fairly good at Runner and, by extension, Runner 2.
Yeah, you were having a little competition there with a friend of the show, Patrick Klepek.
Well, it's not so much a competition if I just kept knocking
Beating
his
him.
scores. Yeah. Because
True.
because he was he was ranked on a lot of levels on the day that was released, and I'm assuming that it's because he probably played an early build. Well, maybe not an early build, but probably got the game a couple days beforehand for the giant bombs.
Sure.
But yeah, I just was going through each level, sort of knocking him off the top of my friends list. So that felt nice. But you know what? I got to. Well, I. What does everyone think about Runner 2? Do we like it? Do we not like it?
I love it.
Okay.
I love
like
it. I
that,
think
yeah.
it's much better than the first.
Yeah,
Really?
I only played the first game a little bit, and I really like this one.
yeah.
This
I really
one's
like the first
keeping
game.
my interest more.
I really like this one too, but wow, does it ever take a long time to actually start playing it?
What do you mean?
There's a lot of like narration and stuff to sit through.
You can skip that stuff.
I didn't want
Yeah.
to. I just wanted it to end. Naturally. I want to know what's going on. I don't want to have to skip through it.
You want the full story in a game where you're just running to the
Jesus.
right and jumping
Yes.
over stuff.
Who knew there'd be
that-
so much story in a game where I'm just running to the right and jumping
Yeah.
over stuff?
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. All right.
It's Charles. Oh man, Finn is pissed.
I know.
He doesn't like Runner 2.
No.
Ah,
Get him in the bottle.
he's not my son then. If he doesn't
He's in the
like Runner
terrible
2.
ones.
That's the safe money. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Finn is one now. So
We forgot to say happy birthday to Finn. Happy
I
birthday.
didn't. I didn't.
Well, you didn't, but the
I
rest of
didn't.
us may have.
Birthday
Hey.
celebrated in blood.
People who follow my Twitter will see that I put my Pikachu cake pan to use this weekend by making him a Pikachu cake.
Yep.
That turned out exquisite.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was very good. You guys may recall that the first Runner was one of my games of the year back when it was released. And yeah, I friggin' love Runner 2. Really
Yeah.
good. They just a lot of improvements.
I love the new art style.
Yeah, I think the art
presentation
style
is
is
so
much
good.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad they decided to go do something different. I mean, I didn't dislike the art style before, but I mean, they've definitely played out the whole,
Right.
classic
Blocky
pixel art thing.
2600-y looking.
Yeah, Activision style. Yeah.
Right. I got to do a preview of this game back when I don't know if you guys remember there was this magazine called Nintendo Power some time ago.
So sitting somewhere in the pile of magazines and websites you've destroyed.
Yes, yes, somewhere
Smoldering pile.
actually somewhere near the top.
Really?
Of
Okay.
that pile right now. Yeah.
I don't know. One Up is up there now too, right?
That's it, but I didn't do anything.
Well,
to that.
you worked in the building. It's close enough.
Well, yeah, but that was so long ago. There's got to be some sort of. You know,
All I'm
Oh, by
saying
the way,
is
if
you
you-
are
if
the
you wanna-
common denominator.
If you
There's
want
a
to hear our show
statute.
when One Up first imploded, Player One Podcast /1up.
Oh, really? You know what?
Yes.
I just tried this, and I'm disappointed it doesn't do anything, but playeronepodcast.com/hackeralias doesn't do anything.
Well, I can make it do something if you want me to. Just tell me
No,
what you wanted to do.
I've wanted to... I'll tell you off the air because it's
I
dirty.
figured.
It's dirty.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So, so I got to write a preview of this for Nintendo Power, obviously a few months ago.
Yeah.
Which involved going to Gaijin Games' office and playing an early build of the game. And first of all, very cool guys. The Gaijin Games people are all awesome, just really laid back, fun guys. And they were pleasantly surprised that the person who was going to be writing the review
Knew how to play.
A cared about the Bit Trip games, B
Yeah.
really liked Runner, and C was actually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So they were really just kind of sitting there making me play a crap ton of these stages, and it got to the point where it was like, wow, you're really good. Why don't we bump it up to the hard mode and you can do that? And it's a tricky game, but when you have the guys who made it sort of sitting there watching you play it, and every time you miss a jump or forget to slide or kind of mix up the jump and kick buttons or something, and it's just like, oh, come on, and it really makes you feel kind of stupid.
hmm
But no, it's a great game though.
How
Really
far
good,
are you
yeah.
in it so far?
I am nearing the end of the second world.
Okay, me
right
too.
now.
That's
Okay,
where I
cool.
am too.
Yeah, I'm getting very close to unlocking the key.
And are you doing the thing? I mean, are you like going back and trying to collect everything in 100% all the worlds, or is that not your like? Are you going to kind of go straight through it and then go back and pick things up, or?
Right now I'm more focused on clearing each world, or clearing each stage before moving on to the next one. I am trying to 100% it as I go.
It's kind of fun to go back to the very first levels and dance and see just how much higher your score can get.
I need to do that.
It's a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got to mess around with that now. Yeah, the only thing I'm not being a real stickler on in terms of finishing everything as I progress is getting the bullseye every time.
Yeah.
So I will get I'm trying for a perfect on every level, but not necessarily the perfect plus. So that will come later.
One thing I really like is even though they sort of abandoned the pixel art style, there are still tons of like musical cues and sound effects and stuff that have that very retro feel to them in a good way, not in like a cloying kind of way, which annoys me generally. No retrocities here. Yeah, it's a perfect blend of old and new. I like it a lot.
Yeah, no, it is. It's
just
really
like this
good.
podcast.
This is kind of old and older.
We don't really have any new.
Old and ancient.
Bring the baby back, Greg.
There you go.
We need more of those.
I found that my TV has just enough lag to make it worth playing this just on the gamepad.
Yeah,
because the gamepad's actually a faster refresh than my TV.
This is that's exactly my experience too. Playing the version, it's like I do want to buy this, but I definitely won't be buying it in any way that I have to play it on my television.
Yeah,
I'll be buying it for either to play on the Wii U gamepad or I don't know what the other options are or will be, but
it's like it's not even half a second. It's like a quarter of a second, but it's just noticeable enough in this game that it's worth just.
Are you guys like professional level bit trip runner players or some shit?
No, but I mean it is noticeable.
I'm playing on my TV and it's fine.
He's counting the frames and the hit boxes and.
Well, but you're not playing it on the Wii U.
No, I'm not playing it on the Wii U, but I am playing it on a television.
Well, yeah.
I find like for me, I don't normally notice input lag, but when I got this television, I had read that there was some, and honestly,
that's why you're feeling it.
Well, no, but I read it after I actually tried. It was Sonic the Hedgehog of all things, the old Genesis version, and you could feel it. You could feel a slight lag, and I mean, it was something that I was going to notice in that game because I've played it so many times, and I know how the game should feel. And that's when I went and looked up. It's like, oh yeah, it does have not significant input lag, but enough that people notice it. But I'm not somebody who normally cares about that, and 99% of the time it doesn't bother me. But I found that this game was just like Sonic, where it's like you're expecting a really, really precise control, and I wasn't getting it. So I will probably if I get it, I'll get like the Wii U, or like I said, if it's on.
It feels pretty precise to me. Maybe it's a PC thing. I don't know. But one thing that I really like about it is even though I like that the inputs are kind of synchronized with the music, but not entirely, so you're not like building songs or anything like that.
Right.
But if you get into the rhythm of the music, you kind of get into the rhythm of the play, and it makes it
That's what I loved with the first
easier.
one.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
I like that on the official website they have a nice little blog entry talking about the differences between each of the currently available versions. Just the pluses and the minuses. Yeah.
That's cool.
Summarize for me, would you?
You know what, Mike? For you, I will.
Thanks.
The PS3 version, they say for technical reasons they had to remove depth of field, shadow filtering, and micro leaderboards at the end of each level.
Also, they said they kept banging their thumbs together on the analog sticks because that controller is useless.
Fact.
But they also say the trade-off for the lack of the depth of field is that the game is sharper and the colors are more vibrant. The Steam version is obviously the better computer you have, the better the game is going to look and run.
But it's really homophobic.
Yes,
that's the one trade-off of the Steam version.
Yes, it is. And then they recommend that you should be playing with a Xbox 360 controller because that's what the game was designed to use.
Because that's factually the better controller.
Yeah.
That's what I'm playing it with, though, and it does feel good. I initially thought I was going to play with the keyboard because the first game had pretty simple inputs that I imagined I could use the arrow keys and whatnot, but man, if I tried to do that on this game, I think I would be severely screwed.
Yeah. And then they also give a plus to the Steam version because it's the easiest to patch.
Just trying to make this more interesting.
I understand. And Wii U, obviously, it has the off-screen play.
Yes,
because it's the newest platform with the most memory. It has the best overall load times out of the consoles, and the Xbox versions seems to be the well, I don't know if I want to say the dud, but the only thing they mention about the Xbox version is that it has the slowest load times of all the consoles.
The only thing they mention is also available on Xbox.
Yeah. And they're hoping to speed that up in a future update. But
let's talk about off-screen play for a minute, because I wanted to bring this up last week, and I noticed, CJ, you also bought F-Zero.
I did.
For 30 cents.
30 cents.
Yeah.
35 cents here, but...
is it really?
Well, I think it was tax.
Because it's the 35th anniversary there, I guess.
Yes, we were the test market 5 years beforehand.
Nice.
So the thing that I noticed about F-Zero playing off screen is there's actually some artifacting going on there.
Really, I didn't notice
and
any.
I find it really noticeable. It's right.
Are you sure it isn't the artifacting inherent in Mode 7, just in general?
No.
The blockiness?
No.
No. Okay.
No. It's right around where the banner will appear to tell you like how many laps are left, which also happens to be right where the color banding starts on the Mode 7 graphics. Right there. And it's just generally
you are
where
an F-Zero snob.
I know, I'm weird.
No, it has the input lag. And when did you become the techno twat on this particular podcast?
It's not me. But I'm just noticing it. Because I've been playing it a lot because I love that game. But it's just like there's just like this muddy area right where that first color band starts.
Didn't notice it.
It's also really easy to notice when you're going past those patches that slow you down. The little like hatched.
Yeah. Okay.
Now
I did notice a little bit of weirdness there.
Oh, now we notice it. Now Greg's not.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice anything before.
Right. Yeah. Now you'll notice it all the time.
Thank you for that.
Except you'll never play that again, so it doesn't really matter.
It was 30 cents.
30 cents.
I don't feel bad about that.
No, no. It's not. Yeah, and I'm not complaining about that so much. It's that it's the first time I noticed something like that on off-screen play. Because I played, it's not a racing game thing, I don't think, because I played a lot of Sonic Racing and I didn't notice it. So
yeah, well, I played New Super Mario Brothers mostly on the pad and didn't notice any.
Yeah, the performance is generally really good. So I don't know if it's just that game or if it's some sort of issue with the tech itself.
Interesting.
Sorry to bring the podcast down with the techno talk, but we just read a blog post from the Bit Trip guys. So
Runner 2 is great, by the way. Well worth the $15.
I'll wait for 30 cents.
Yeah. So
actually,
speaking about
Mike, real quick,
games,
I want to ask Mike a question. How much did you pay on Steam for Runner 2?
It is $14.99.
Wasn't it on sale before release?
I don't know, because it was gifted to me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very generous.
Yep.
Of your mysterious benefactor.
Yeah. It's
nice.
I don't divulge my lovers on the podcast.
All right, then.
So what's a cheap game, CJ?
Cheap game. This one's free. Real Racing 3 on the iPhone and iPad.
Really? I understand you have to pay to play that game.
You have to pay if you want to play it for more than 5 minutes at a time.
To pay what you want.
Oh, that would be a pretty wild exaggeration.
I think that's an exaggeration, yes. So yeah, this is the third game in Firemint's, now called Fire Monkey's racing series for iOS. And
that's good math. Real Racing 3, third in the series, folks.
Number 3.
I'm waiting for the next one, and then I'll start playing it.
1 and 2 were both premium games that ran, $5 or $6 per platform. They weren't universal releases, so if you wanted to play on iPhone or iPad, you had to buy it twice, and they were $5 or $6 each. This one is universal, and it is freemium. And the mechanic they have here basically is you pay for. You can purchase coins, and you can use those to buy items or to cut time. They have sort of gated off a lot of the upgrades and repairs by making it take time to repair your car or upgrade your car. How unrealistic is that?
Or buy a car.
Yeah. So I've played a little bit of it, have spent no money on it.
Yep.
I don't really mind the gating of things via time because I'm not playing it. I'm not sitting around playing an iPhone game for an hour.
I like how you are defending the time gateway because it takes time to repair a car, so that's realistic. I'm really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to the new SimCity game where I build a building and then have to wait for 2 years before I can play it again.
In real racing, when you have the oil changed on your car, you get to read a 3-year-old issue of Sports Illustrated while it does it. Pretty sweet.
Phil, you must have missed the Facebook version of SimCity where you did have to wait for buildings to.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, well, there's a reason I missed that.
This does not bother me in the slightest. Like, this has not been onerous at all for me. And I'm at driver level 5, so I've been playing it for a little while.
I think I'm at driver level 3 at this point, and I haven't spent any money. It hasn't hindered me at all.
No. Yeah, I haven't played as much as you guys, but I'm in the same boat because I don't. I haven't even tried it on my iPad actually, but I've been playing it on my phone. So when I play it, I'm not sitting down for like an hour to play the game.
Right.
I'm playing a race and then doing whatever kind of maintenance needs to be done, and then I turn it off. Or I go check something else, right? I mean, the nice thing about it is it's on a device where you can suspend it and just go and do anything else, like check the scores of the hockey game or whatever.
You can't do anything else.
Okay, well, you surf porn or check the scores of the hockey game.
Okay, there you go.
And then you get an update. Like, it's never it's like 5 minutes, I think you have to wait for something.
No, some of them are about 15 minutes long. It depends.
Either way.
It also starts to climb, exactly.
Okay, yeah, still. The point is that I'm never playing more than 1 or 2 races at a time anyway.
Oh,
wow, Mike was so upset that he left.
Mike has had it.
Yeah, he's had enough of this gating bullshit.
Yeah.
15 minutes. Actually, maybe his repair just finished and he's gone to play.
Yeah, but there were a lot of, journalists decrying this model.
Nobody likes free-to-play.
Well, in part, not only Real Racing 3, but also looking at, because this is now an EA game, technically, because they bought Firemint, and, they have all that microtransaction stuff in Dead Space 3.
See, it's funny because
this means it's bad for games that they're sort of going down.
It's funny because the game journalists, technically, based on the requirements of their job, are the perfect example of the people who would have to pay money for a game like this. Because they need to get through it and review it as fast as possible.
That's right.
So
That's
if they're being
true.
forced to wait for 5 to 15 to 20 minutes for things, of course they're going to complain, and of course it's going to give them a bad experience.
Yeah.
But the thing is like it's another example, I think, of people like that totally losing connection with the people they're writing to and the people who are actually going to be playing this stuff. The time gating here doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I'm not saying I like it, but I could see people paying to go faster if they were really impatient for it. But I'm totally fine with it. Game journalist, man. Game journalist.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about this God of War Ascension demo, which I
think Mike talked about this before.
Maybe.
Was this demo new? I know it was sponsored by the History Channel
new to me.
a lot.
It's been around. It was available on a Blu-ray of I can't remember what movie, so someone on GAF set up a dummy account so that anyone could go and download it, and that's where I played it.
Oh. Yeah. Apparently you could get it through their website as well, through Sony's website.
Wait, was this a single-player demo? Or
Yeah, single-player, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh. But it wasn't packaged up the way this one was.
Okay.
Because I was talking to somebody.
This
who
one
played
has a History Channel bent to it, right? Or does
well,
it do
yeah.
that
Plus,
in
it's got sort of the little making of featurettes for the game itself.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I actually really like the way it was packaged because when you it's like a 3.5 gig download, and when you first start it, you get an intro from the current game director about the game and about, of course, a little commercial about Vikings on the History Channel. And then you go in and you can choose the single player demo, but you can also choose, I think, 2 different trailers, including the newest one that's actually running on television now, the Dust trailer, I think it's called. Then there's a little featurette on the making of, and then there's a few little featurettes on Vikings as well. So it was quite a pretty robust package actually for a downloadable demo. I really dug the way they did it, and the demo was awesome.
The featurette on Vikings is Bud Grant at all involved in that, or Alan Page? All right, fuck you guys.
Crickets.
It's fine. It's fine.
But hey, how about that demo? Did Mike played it? Did you or Phil or CJ play?
I did not.
Oh, you guys suck.
Did you like it, Greg?
I loved it.
Yeah?
It was excellent, yeah.
Are you traditionally a big God of War fan?
Yes.
Okay, me too. And I thought I was sick of the games, but that demo kind of made me want to play another one of those games, oddly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
It was exactly my reaction to it. It was like, okay, it's just going to be more God of War, and I'm kind of looking to that and looking forward to that. I don't know how excited I am, and then I played the demo. I was like, oh man, I can't wait for God of War to come out.
Yeah, once you start ripping things apart and screaming a lot, it's pretty fun.
I really like being able to incorporate the different world weapons into combos and things like that. Mm-hmm. It's a nice touch. Rather than having to manually switch weapons, just mapping them to a button is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Gives the game a different feel.
I like right where the demo ends, too. Maybe that's why I came away from it wanting to play, because it ends right as you're about to go underwater to fight that big monster.
Yeah.
And I wanted to fight that big monster. So I'm definitely looking forward to that game. Oddly, though, I mean, I've always loved these games. I've always bought them, and this is the one that has the multiplayer component designed to make me keep it, and this might be the one that I actually just don't buy and just rent.
Really?
Yeah, I liked the multiplayer. It was kind of like a big, bloody Power Stone, in a way, but I don't know how much I would play that myself.
I would probably not play it at all.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Unless there's a trophy for trying it once.
There may well be.
Huh. Alrighty.
But this demo is great. CJ and Phil, you guys should both check it out.
I think I might
Maybe I
have to.
will.
Phil, you're a big God of War fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
That's the
obviously not.
sound for a big
Very
God of War
non-committal.
fan.
I keep trying to really get into God of War, and I never really get that far into it. Yeah.
Well,
scenes aren't graphic enough.
Well, that's about as far as I get, and then I'm really into the game.
Okay, I'm done.
Right around that point, and then it's just kind of
Interested,
okay.
interested, not interested. All right, let's talk about another demo here on the list. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 3DS.
Man, that was weird.
Some negative press.
I really like it, but man, is it weird. It's because it is. Yeah, people don't really like it so much.
Yeah. What's the
Well, I think people are expecting more because it's actually by Mercury Steam, which I didn't know. I was actually a little bit surprised at that. I assumed that they would be, pawning that off on another developer. But yeah, it's actually Mercury Steam.
Mercury Steam is doing the console versions?
Yeah, they did the last one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like they're trying to take their 3D battle engine and plaster it into a 2D game.
That's exactly what it is. It feels like a weird blend of a traditional 2D Castlevania game and then their sort of more God of War-ish kind of 3D game that they did. And it's kind of cool the way it does it, I think.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. I wasn't crazy about it. But I will play it just because it's
it's Castlevania.
Yeah, exactly.
I both loved and hated the 3D. I loved it because it looked really neat and is really effective, but I got a lot of weird ghosting, especially around the main character, that I haven't seen in a 3DS game really before, and I thought maybe it was, the thing's really particular about the position you hold it in for it to hold the effect, but it's not that. It's some weird ghosting issue.
The other thing is, too, that I found they made the mistake that you see a lot where they've got elements of the geometry that actually come right to the edge of the screen.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it ends up really fucking with your eyes.
Yes, it
It's
does.
just too close.
It looks neat though. Right up to the
Yes.
point where it fucks with your eyes. It looks
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not totally crazy about. I don't know that the actual art style translated perfectly to that console either. But I'm with you. I like the 3D. When you get near the end of the demo, actually, when you're about to fight the big boss with the various elements of the castle in the background, it looks great. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate it. Like I know it's getting a lot of negative press. I'm not that down on it. But
I had a little bit of
didn't blow me away
with the way I controlled, and it was sort of highlighted in that kind of mini boss battle, which is, as you swing your whip, you inch closer to the guy, and you get closer and closer really quickly, and it's hard to back away. Like there's no quick roll away move or anything like that. You have to kind of inch your way back, and you end up getting hit quite a lot. It's not as quick or as nimble as I wish.
Although I found after I learned two things that I liked there. One is that once I figured that that's what was happening, I learned to keep my distance a little bit better and actually react to his tells. And the other thing I figured out is that it's actually got a mid-boss save point.
Oh, well, that's
so
nice.
if you die after a certain point in the boss battle, you'll restart right there. So it's kind of nice. But yeah, it's okay. I don't think I'll be going out and buying it first day or anything, but I'll definitely grab it before the end of the year.
Man, there are some tough decisions to be made with regard to what you're going to run out and buy this week. I mean, there are some fucking tough decisions to be made this week. Or just a huge outlay of cash if you don't want to make those decisions.
That's more likely.
This week I don't think I'm making any purchasing decisions, actually.
What?
I don't think I'm buying anything.
Are you out of your mind?
You're not going to go for Tomb Raider?
No.
Aww.
What
Not
else
gonna go
comes
for
out this week?
Tomb Raider, SimCity, Castlevania,
No.
Okay.
No.
which is, $180. Well, no, it's $160. So that's enough. That's plenty.
That's just a weekend for CJ.
I'm getting Wreck-It Ralph on Blu-ray.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mine already
indeed.
shipped from Amazon.
Are
Yeah.
they
getting my copy of Tomb Raider already shipped.
Cool.
I'm going to wait on Castlevania. I wasn't going to get SimCity, and then I did something stupid on Friday and started watching videos.
It looks so
SimCity.
cool.
It looks so good. Like, I don't even know if my iMac will probably run that in boot camp, but I know my computer at work will, so I feel like I'll be spending my lunch hours for the next 10 months working on a city.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really excited for that game. I think it looks terrific.
Mm.
How about those Tomb Raider reviews? That was pretty interesting.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't expect so much positive press for that game after
I was
the reactions
surprised.
to some of those demos. But yeah, it sounds good. If there was a demo, I'd play it. Maybe. All right, let's talk about two more games real quick on here. Urban Trial Freestyle.
Yeah.
Is that some?
Nobody?
Is that some PS1?
No, you know what?
sporting
I
game or
never
something?
actually got into Trials.
Hmm.
I never got into Trials.
Well, this
yeah,
game is like
360.
Trials, but not as good. So,
Oh,
would
really?
you like
Wow,
a game that's
that-
like Trials, but not as good?
That is
No,
selling
no,
me.
I wouldn't.
No, it's really fun. It's not as good in the same way that a lot of the iOS versions or iOS clones of Trials are not as good, except you have buttons, which inherently makes them better than the iOS versions, right? Because, like, I really liked
Right.
Bike Baron on iOS.
Yeah, Bike Baron's good.
Tons of fun with that. It would have been better with some buttons.
Yeah.
And this game is really good because of the buttons. It is not nearly as polished as Trials. There's not nearly enough content in it. It's only like $7.99 for the Vita, which is a pretty good price, and it is cool to have on the Vita. So you can just kind of pop it open and play a couple tracks and move along. But there are like 40 tracks, but they're really variations on 8 or 9 tracks, and they all mimic the visual style of Trials way, way too much. They're, warehouses with planks and concrete pipes and scaffolding and stuff like that. There are a few exceptions. When you get toward the end of the game, there are a couple tracks where you are racing your motorcycle on a moving freight train, which is kind of cool, and doing jumps and stunts. And they split the tracks up so that some of them are like timed races, some of them are you have to pull off various stunts throughout the track. So you have, one section where you're doing flips, one where you're trying to get the longest jump or the highest jump or go a certain speed or something like that. And like Trials, it's a big leaderboard chase just to see if you can stay on top of the scores that your friends have. The problem is the leaderboards are they're fucked pretty much 50% of the time. So you look to see, and it hasn't recorded your most recent stats or your friend's most recent stats, so it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. But if you want a Trials-like game on the PS3 or the Vita, it's actually pretty fun. I would recommend it, I think. I just hope that there's some DLC or something to flesh it out a little bit more, because it is, I think, a little bereft of content for now.
Okay. Speaking of buttons, how about you tell us about this game called The Button Affair?
Well, you like Endless Runner games. This is actually free. You just go to the URL. I think it's just thebuttonaffair.com.
Yep.
And it is an Endless Runner. It is free. If you like it, they just recommend you donate $1 to this certain charity that they are affiliated with. I think it's something to do with like providing games for disabled kids or something like that. I don't know. Those things are a dime a dozen now. But the cool thing about it is
you know what sick kids need at this point? It's probably
medicine. Yeah, maybe a surgery or two, something like that. Sure.
Yeah. No, they got the new Tomb Raider game. They'll be okay.
They can watch Lara get impaled on a spike as they say.
They're going to care
feel a lot better.
Well, I want to protect her.
She's writhing in pain just like me.
You're all terrible people.
The cool thing about the Button Affair is they kind of wrap a story around it.
Yeah.
And it is like a 60s James Bond spy kind of thing that uses really groovy looking completely flat art. So it has a really cool vibe about it and cool music that is sort of 60s, 70s era spy movie kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
It could use an additional little bit of polish, but for free, it's pretty cool.
Not so
and
bad.
It's like, 30 minutes to play through the whole thing. I think there are like 3 levels and they're each 5 or 10 minutes apiece. But it's cool.
Nice.
I liked it.
Cool.
Very cool.
All right. I guess that means
that's our show for this week. Really? Oh, okay.
Oh, Mike, did you notice we added controller support to Super House of Dead Ninjas?
I sure did, and I played it with controller support, and it is mucho better with controller support. I had a good time with
awesome.
That. Yeah,
good job, Adult Swim Games.
Well, thank you.
That was quick that you fixed that, so that's cool.
It's nice to get
to the community
before the break.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break.
Uh-oh.
Break time.
That's a good way to end onto the break.
Break time.
Ben's going to forget what show he's listening to.
And we're back.
We are?
Hey, in case you forgot, you're listening to the Uh-Oh podcast. Hello?
Is Mike drinking Kilt Lifter?
That's right.
Really?
Kilt Lifter.
Should I know what that is?
What is that?
No.
That is a type of beer.
Well, yeah I gathered that.
It's a type of beer.
Yes. It's good. One of my favorites.
What makes it special?
It's delicious. It's from the Four Peaks Brewing Company.
Sweat from underneath
Arizona.
the kilts of real Scots.
Oh,
nice
look at that!
Scottish ale.
There you go, Mike.
Enjoy. Look at you.
You get. Actually, you want to know
doesn't
something?
even drink alcohol.
You want to know something crazy? Look at my wife. Look at my wife.
She's wearing a kilt.
My wife is a beer snob.
Nice.
So yeah.
So she approves.
Yeah, she did. Did you like the Kilt Lifter?
It was nice, yeah.
She liked it. It was nice.
Yeah.
I'm not
sure how I feel about Scotch ales. But...
Okay,
So what you're saying is your wife is constantly drunk.
Well,
Yes. Yes.
And
she married Phil.
Having known a few new mothers, particularly my wife, I could understand why.
She is constantly drunk on beer. I am constantly drunk on wine. And
You're
Finn...
going to say power.
No. Finn favors a good scotch. Don't you, buddy?
Finn likes colostrum on the rocks.
Colostrum.
Some baby Benadryl.
Yes.
So I hear that we're
He
going
can down
to
a
do
whole bottle of Flintstones chewables.
an
in
iTunes
30
review.
seconds.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I have an iTunes
Mr.
review.
Mike Phillips has an iTunes review.
Yep.
Please
It is
go
titled
ahead.
P1P in Brief by
Yeah.
Proper Crow.
Proper
That's-
Crow.
That's
Yes.
already inaccurate because
Crow.
I wear boxers. So
Well, stay tuned because you're going to enjoy this, Phil.
Oh, good.
I have come to believe that P1P stands not for the Player One podcast, but the Phil is number one podcast.
Agreed.
Just listen and hear for yourself. Phil is outrageously hilarious.
Well,
He has the broadest taste in games, too. Everything from cult favorites like Mole Mania and Tokimeki Memorial Tyson Puzzle Dama,
Oh,
to
wow.
mainstream hits like the Great Gianna Sisters and Orochi Z Muso Orochi Zeto. I could go on about his wit and awe-inspiring stature for nearly as long as Exalt Theobald could make puns about and relating to the titles of various Garfield novels. So I'll leave you with this kernel of wisdom. The Phil is number one podcast is easily the 6th or 7th best podcast about baby noises and comic book impressions this side of gaming age. And what else are you going to do anyway? It's not like there are any video game magazines left to read. There you go.
Yeah.
Because Phil killed them all.
Perfectly
Yeah.
timed out. Oh, there.
Yep.
Good.
Finn has nothing but great comic timing. Isn't that right,
That
buddy?
was a great review.
Yeah.
Great
I
idea.
agree.
That comic timing from his drunk mother.
Yeah. Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, so before we head off into tweets, because I know that's
Yeah.
what CJ's ready to do,
Yes.
assuming that CJ gets this on the air by tomorrow, which I know he won't.
No.
Tomorrow is the last day to get your free map for Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah.
Free downloadable map.
Okay.
So I know you guys
When
went
is
up to
my
grab it.
first day to find that fucking game? I'm waiting for the first day of that.
Those of you who have it, once you finish Chapter 4, you can unlock the ability to download bonus maps.
Oh, really?
And there's one called, I don't know, Champions of Yore or something like that. That's free right now until the end of tomorrow.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there because I just
So is it
managed to get it.
free until the end of tomorrow and then it'll be paid, or is it...
Yeah, there's a bunch of paid.
So it's
there's a
still
bunch of
it's
pay
still
to
going to be
play out there.
available.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah,
You get
right.
it tomorrow.
Yeah.
There you go. Go see Mommy.
That's why it's
Go
called.
see Mommy.
I'm getting wiggly. Come on.
There you
Why it's
go.
called what now?
That's why I'm saying it's the last day to get it for free. That was the point of the whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except
Yes.
this episode isn't going to be up until tomorrow night.
I think
People
I'm,
on YouTube, and you
I'm
have
at,
the game.
I think I'm at I just finished chapter 3, I believe, so I need to
Finish Chapter 4.
finish chapter 4 and get my free map.
Hey, we got 22 viewers right now on YouTube.
There you go. So I just helped 22 people out and Phil.
You did. You
Thank
did.
you.
You'll never. Do you have the game yet, CJ?
No,
Oh, okay. Mine.
I don't think I'll be buying it. But yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Why do you hate Mark McDonald
I don't.
and
Yeah,
John
I
Riccardo?
don't.
What's up with that?
I
I'll give you some
don't.
reasons.
So
Why
you
do
think I should buy it to support 8.4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Why have you bought Revengeance yet?
Alright. No,
Why do you hate John Riccardi?
I
and-
don't.
Why?
Maybe they should work on games that I am more likely to purchase.
Are you
they
saying
have
that?
actually?
Are you
so.
saying that they don't know how to run their business then by
No.
only working on games
No,
that
that's
the
not-
public does not care for?
the public being me?
Why do you hate 8.4 so much?
I don't.
You know, I was talking to
I listen to
McDonald
every
the other
episode of
day.
their podcast. Do you listen to every episode of their podcast,
I
Phil?
do.
I
I
already
was-
know the answer.
I was
Phil,
talking
no.
to Mark.
Phil
Mark-
buys every episode.
Mark was saying what a great game Super House of Dead Ninjas was. And he really just couldn't believe the effort that went into that.
Well, you know
And
what? If we do a Japanese translation of Super House of Dead Ninjas, they will be the first people that we call.
Will they?
There you go. Yes.
Will they?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You heard it here first, 8.4.
Count on that. All right, let's do some tweets. What do you think?
Nah.
Eh. All right, Hacker Alias Flame Condor says, "Hey guys, hey, I've been messing around with my old Game & Watches and was wondering if you guys had any memories to share on Game & Watch games."
Game & Watch.
Oh, Jesus.
Why, there's a name I've not heard in a long time. I remember Game & Watch. I was, much younger than
This is your fault, Mike, for reading that review.
Mike's muted his headset. He's not listening to any of this.
Who could blame him?
I can just go in and mute Phil.
Did anyone ever like any of those Game & Watch games? Even when they were all you had to play, they were dog shit.
I had the Game & Watch dual screen Donkey Kong.
No.
Let me tell you, I mastered that game so hard that
all five positions of your character?
I flipped the score in that game like twice in one.
No,
one
CJ, that was just a new day starting.
Oh. No, it only went up to like 9.
I got 1,259 points, and I flipped it 3 times.
Oh my goodness!
I done flipped it. No, I got really good at that game. I loved it.
If you were old enough to touch yourself, there was no reason to ever play those games.
This was pre-internet.
Phil left. Phil's gone to get a fucking Game & Watch.
Yeah, he probably has. Dual screen Donkey Kong, no. Awesome.
I'm with you, Mike. I never thought they were good.
What?
And I don't
have
understand
a lot of Game & Watch
I don't understand people buying the Game & Watch
too.
galleries either. That was my next thing. I don't get it.
No.
Those are good. Those are good.
No.
That's good stuff.
I could see collecting them, like the actual systems, as a collector.
Game & Watch
But
Fire
to get
is
the
a classic
galleries
game.
in order to play those things, no, I don't get it.
Oh yeah,
What are
there you
looking
go.
at?
These are the Game & Watch tabletops.
I have brought out. See, this is why you watch the YouTube.
Yeah.
This is mine from back in the day. My Game & Watch tabletop.
See now,
Snoopy.
okay, there's an example. I could see Phil owning that, not to play, but because he's a big Peanuts fan and that's a collectible item. Sure.
Nope.
Say he's a big penis fan?
Yes.
Little from
He's a
column
little
A, little
penis
from
fan.
column B. No, this is mine from back in the day. This I got back in the early '80s.
And you kept the box.
I did because I was an anal retentive kid, and I also
No one
I
is
didn't
surprised.
I didn't bring it out, but in my closet right next to this I have the tabletop Popeye machine as well.
Oh, great game.
Yes, indeed.
Great fun.
So I played the hell out of these. I flipped the scores on them back in the day because I loved them.
That's what you do. If you love a game back in the day, you flip the damn scores.
And
Get to the kill screen.
I also have the Snoopy Tennis Game & Watch right there,
Nice.
which actually
Did anybody actually use the watch function of these things?
I can't imagine they did.
No.
I have the
Mike looks bored.
This is even worse radio than usual. And it's usually terrible.
hey.
So basically, the memories of Game & Watches are: I have a memory of dual screen Donkey Kong. Phil has a bunch of Peanuts games,
and Popeye.
Mike and Greg both hate Game & Watch.
I
That's
love
it.
Game & Watch games.
All right, we're done.
The Game & Watch galleries that came out for the Game Boy and GBA.
This would be like me breaking out my old Merlin from when I was a kid. And
Do
playing
you
that.
have your Merlin?
Yes, I do.
Get it out. I want to see it.
I
Get
think
out.
it's at
Show
my
us your
mom's house.
Merlin. Come on,
Show me
us your Merlin.
Show me your Merlin. I'll show you my Simon.
I also had I Took a Lickin' from a Chicken, which is a game wherein you play tic-tac-toe against a chicken. That is a real thing.
Sounds fascinating.
Go into Google. Go into Google. I took a lickin' from a chicken.
Yep. It's not sexual, I assure you.
Safe search off.
The only one I remember of those ever even touching when I was a kid was the Pac-Man one.
Oh
I know
yeah.
that's not a Game & Watch, but
Oh look
just
at that.
those little tabletops.
Yeah, I have
That's a little-
Tabletop Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, actually.
Little chickens
All right,
wearing
let's-
glasses.
Let's go to this tweet from
That's just
Hacker
CJ.
Alias. What?
Jesus.
What's that? We going back to Game & Watch?
He was insulting you. He insulted
Oh.
you.
I believe
He said-
I believe Phil insulted you. I was just
He said you
called you,
looked like
called
a
you a
chicken.
chicken with glasses.
Okay.
No, I
Well,
said that Lickin' Chicken is wearing glasses.
That's not what you said.
That's exactly. I said the little chicken
You said,
is
"Hey,
wearing
look,
glasses."
a little chicken with glasses." Why? As you stared
Yeah.
at the screen, and CJ was speaking at the time.
Well, no, on my screen, from my point of view,
Prove it.
I can't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
all right. Hagarelius Jet Pilot says latest sales numbers from Japan have the
This will be
Wii U
exciting.
being outsold by Vita.
Oh, look, it's an ugly jackass with a big fart for a face.
Pre-price drop.
Oh, no. I'm looking at a picture of a donkey right now who has a fart for a face. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
You were
Pre-price
saying?
drop Vita. Time for concern? Question mark.
Yes, it's now time for concern. For the Vita?
No,
I
for
don't
the
understand.
No, for the Wii U.
Oh, sorry.
Wii U sold poorly, so
Uh-oh.
so
So
now
it's
So this is our weekly
time
Nintendo's
to
Doomed
fail.
tweet.
Nintendo doomed.
Yeah.
So then is this followed up with
I mean,
the
how
weekly
is
PS
this-
Vita's Doomed tweet?
How is this entirely surprising? You have a platform that has no new game releases versus one
man,
that has.
man, I'm excited for that Lego City Undercover.
Hell yes.
Man, I can't wait for that
the
game.
new trailers and some of the hands-on videos that some
Yeah.
of the sites posted in the last week are looking so good.
I'm excited about that game.
Yeah, I'll rent
Yeah.
that game.
I'll rip your face.
I don't think it's time for concern, though. I mean,
I am
we're
interested
like
to see.
3 or 4 months in the system's lifespan. I mean,
I feel like we could just copy paste this whole conversation.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what kind of bump, if any, that Monster Hunter gives the Wii U over there.
Mm.
Considering that it'll be available for the 3DS as well.
Well, it's already out for the Wii U in Japan.
Oh, is it? What the
Yeah,
hell am I talking about then?
It's been out in Japan.
Hey, did it give the
since
Wii U a
launch. It came out at launch.
Yeah, to right under
Jesus.
the Vita.
Yeah.
To right under the Vita. Alright, Nintendo's doomed. Next.
All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias, Rich Grisham, who
I know
says,
that guy.
Sly, me too. He's a good guy. Listen to PlayerOnePodcast.com/episode 300 to hear Rich Grisham interview us and fun episode.
It's way
All right.
better than normal.
It is. He really classed up the show.
He did. Yeah, this thing's a pile of shit.
I wonder if he likes Game & Watch.
I bet he does.
We should interview him and ask him just do a whole episode on Rich Grisham's views on the Game & Watch.
And then
We
we could
should.
yell at him for every answer. Like when he says yes to that, you and I could yell at him while Phil and CJ telling him it's the
I'm
right
fine
answer.
with that.
Love Game & Watch. Love
All
it.
right. He asks, or he says, Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time is fabulous. What
Sure is.
dormant franchise do you want to see similarly resuscitated? Because, of course, it was 7 years between Sly
that-
3 and this
Is that what he says?
Yes.
Really? He says Sly Cooper Thieves in Time is fabulous?
You wanna read what he really wrote?
I don't know. He
You wanna
says
autocorrect?
for what I'm reading, it says Sly Cooper Thieves in Tome.
Tome is fabulous.
It's fabulous.
Yes. I went
Which
ahead
I-
and corrected that for
You know,
him.
Rich Grisham is a nice person.
Yeah.
And
He's a
you
big
know,
fan.
guess who isn't? Either one of those things.
The douchebag correcting his grammar on
Me.
radio.
We already established that Phil was going to be the pedant this episode.
Yeah.
Pedant.
Okay.
Sly Cooper is good.
It is. It is
What's
really
the
good.
question?
So, what other dormant franchise do you want to see similarly resuscitated?
Mega Man Legends.
Mega Man in general.
Yeah.
Kid Nicky, Radical Ninja.
Oh, God.
Blaster Master.
You know what? No, I'm not going to go
Blaster
into the
Master.
Blaster Master games.
Crash Team Racing.
Really?
Yeah.
I just wanted to see Stewart's reaction to that.
I mean, you could
let's
say
see.
Jack and Daxter, but
More like
does
Jerk
anybody
and
really want
Dorkster.
another one of those. Yeah.
Let's see. Kid Icarus. There's been a Kid Icarus game in...
A year.
Months.
Oh, yeah, right. What else? What's a game? What's a game?
What's
What's a game?
I say it all the time, but I want to see Jet Moto again. I really like
Oh,
that
yeah.
game.
Moto.
And it's probably not old enough to necessarily qualify for what he's saying, but I would also like to see another Heavenly Sword game.
Oh.
Because I really like that.
Well, it's not really a franchise, though, because there was just
I was going to say, now we're just talking about games we want to see sequels for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minor 2049er. How about that?
I had that game on the Atari 800.
I like to see
Yes.
a 3D remake of Raid on Bungling Bay.
How about Game & Watch Snoopy? How about Apple Cider Spider?
You know, I had a real answer, but now I forget what it was.
I'm going to say Jumpman.
Jumpman.
Yes, there was Jumpman and then Jumpman Jr.
Jumpman was awesome. I love Jumpman.
Thank you, Mike.
Was there a Game & Watch version?
No. I had it. That was also an Atari 800 game for me.
I had it
What
on my
about
Commodore 64.
Parappa the Rapper? Huh? Nobody?
Yeah.
I got enough of him in that PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Yeah, he's already back, baby.
In
He's
a
back
big
in the
way.
game people care about.
Is he back like Polygon Man's back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is
he
that
is.
Justin McElroy?
You are not Red E.
I'd love to see a real sequel to Wing Commander, a new Wing Commander game.
No.
Never going to happen, but I'd love to see it. Road
Yeah.
Rash.
Oh, yeah, Road Rash.
That'd be a good one.
That's a great one.
That's the holy grail right there.
Yeah.
Haven't they
Zany.
tried that several times and it's never worked out?
Apparently,
They've canceled it a time or two,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that Ruffian Streets of Rage as well. I don't know if you saw the trailer.
Oh, right.
It would be nice to see Streets of Rage make some kind of comeback, not just a
Wait,
remake.
Ruffian
but
is making that?
No.
Oh.
I think somebody who worked at Ruffian posted test footage,
I see.
Streets of Rage that they had done, I guess,
Well,
for
there
a
was-
pitch or something.
Oh, it's Fighting Force.
Fighting Force.
That was Streets of Rage 4 at one point, wasn't it?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I think it
No,
was.
it was
What?
going to be a Streets of Rage game, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's do this one from
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hacker alias Lusthound, who asks, have any of you set aside money, literally or just in your mind, for a next-gen launch fund?
Credit card.
Yeah, I have not. Because
No.
I haven't decided. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I may or may not be doing that. Who knows?
Right.
What I tend to do around system launches is I will get a temporary holiday job at a retail establishment, and then I will steal one,
It's a good plan.
and then I quit. So,
So they won't suspect you.
yep.
Well, he doesn't
I
work
think,
here anymore, so
I
it
take
can't
a
be
little
him.
holiday job selling meth, and that has kind of the same effect.
You like that fellow on that TV show,
Yep.
Community?
Mad Men.
Porky.
Oh,
Yeah.
Corky.
Malcolm in the Middle. All right, Hacker alias Cancer Cowboy says Gran
Love that
Turismo 6 on PS3. What?
Yeah, that was kind
That's
of
a weird rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a weird rumor.
But you have to figure they were probably already in progress, and switching it from something that was based on the cell to something that's totally different, you would be waiting a hell of a long time. I think I would rather just have whatever we can get as soon as possible than throw it back to the end of the queue for another 7 years.
Yeah.
See, the thing is that for me, like, it's exciting to hear there might be another Gran Turismo, but like GT5, I still play weekly, and
They're
if
still
GT
releasing a ton of shit for it.
Yeah, and if GT6 would have come out on the PS3, and this, it's kind of a silly reason, but when the PS4 comes out, if I get it, I want to disconnect the PS3. I don't want a ton of systems hooked up to my television. I'm going to hang on to it to play older games if I feel like unless that Gaikai stuff comes online and it works really well. But if GT6 comes out on the PS3, I'm not disconnecting that thing. Not if I play it like I have with GT5, and it'll just be like a fourth system connected to my TV, and I kind of don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want a new Gran Turismo, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope it's not true.
All right. Hacker alias Feature Preacher says, do you think Next Gen Connect will be as useless as current Gen Connect to hardcore gaming? Will
No,
Next
it will
Gen
be twice as useless.
Will Next Gen
2.0.
Connect Will Next Gen Connect see your fingers?
Yes.
At least one of them. Yes.
Pew, pew,
I'm trying to figure out how Kinect games would have been better if the Kinect could see my fingers, and I am not sure how that is possible.
My fingers are usually kind of hidden while I'm playing games.
I wear mittens when I'm playing
Really?
games, so no. Yeah, I mean, the whole Kinect thing doesn't even play into my next gen purchasing decisions. Like, if Microsoft shows next gen Kinect when they unveil the system, there will be a big sigh from me. Basically, I don't know.
Well, they're going to. So
well, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
cue
just,
that
it's, the
sigh.
thing is, it's not going to be an option anymore, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think Sony pretty much proved that too with the PS4. You're just going to have a ton of shit to hook up in front of your television now. And it's not going to be like, if you have a Kinect, this will be better. It's going to be part of the system.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, that's all the rumors coming out are saying, that the thing's not going to function without a connected to it.
Okay.
So yeah,
I don't expect to use it for anything.
I'm interested to see if they sort of go the route that they have with some of their more recent stuff, like with Forza Horizon, rather than pressing the back button to take you to the map, you can just say GPS, and it'll take you there. I don't know if that's any easier.
It is not.
I think some
Pretty
of
much a similar situation, but
I think some of that is fine, like the voice command stuff, whatever. But I don't want to have to hook a camera up in front of my TV, even on the PS4.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
All right. Hacker alias Jacob Norgren says, prediction for Microsoft: purchases will be tied to an Xbox Live account and synced to all Windows 8 devices, Xbox, PC, Surface, and phone. Likely?
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that happening. They have already sort of proven that they want to drag the success that they're having in Xbox to their other businesses that aren't doing so well.
Meaning what, though? Just that it's tied to that profile, or that they're going to try to make all their games cross-compatible?
On everything.
I don't know.
One of
about
those
that.
seems highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Well, they did release Skulls of the Shogun on everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's already dropped in price.
Yes. So it can be done.
Hilarious.
It can be done.
I think that'll be a strategy for some games, but yeah, I could see a profile linking across every device for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of started doing stuff like that with the Smart Glass, right?
Well, EA is actually working on that, having a single profile across all devices for their games. Which is kind of
yeah, they
interesting
do it
that
pretty
they're
well, actually.
there first, yeah.
All right, Hacker alias Biggie D.
Biggie
says,
D!
Assassin's Creed 4 is coming out October 29th. Do you think the
Jesus.
PS4 will launch before that date? Also, how about them PR bullshots for Assassin's Creed 4?
I'm waiting for the advertising to start, like, now.
I'm sure
Wasn't Assassin's Creed 3, weren't they advertising that thing by, like, May last year?
Well, it was that in Call of Duty Black Ops, right? I mean, they had pre-order cards in every store and posters and shit up.
What I love is how the Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, the announcements for those things are still treated as news in the gaming industry. It's like, oh, another one's coming this year in this annual series. But yeah.
I liked how upset everybody, well, not everybody that was not Kotaku got upset this week because they were trying to hold to their PR embargo when someone sent Kotaku leaks of all of the Assassin's Creed 4 stuff, so they went ahead and ran it, and then everybody else was crying that they didn't get to, release at the same time as everyone else. Hey, Ubisoft's making another Assassin's Creed game, guys.
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
Whoa!
Unexpected.
You mean there's another Call of Duty game coming out this fall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Assassin's Creed 4, hacker alias Plaidtopia says, is anyone excited for Assassin's Creed 4? What do you think about the odd path of the franchise from revolutionary action to a pirate game?
Odd path?
That's always been the strength of it, is they can do whatever they want.
I'm actually more excited about the pirate angle. I was really excited about the American history Revolutionary War stuff until
you played
the game.
I really like the game, and the ship stuff especially is very cool. So if there's more of that in Assassin's Creed 4, then that's terrific.
Yeah, based on that, this is probably the most excited I've been for an Assassin's Creed in a while, but that's not really saying much.
The trailer is really good too. I mean, that's a damn fine teaser trailer with Blackbeard talking up the new assassin. I like that.
Indeed. All right, Hacker Alias Jerkface Killa says, are you guys going to be at PAX East? I know you all have small children, so it's probably not as easy as it used to be.
Not that I know of.
I will be there.
We don't all have small children.
Two of us will be there. It'll be me and
I will not, yeah.
Two of us with small children will be there, but not with small children.
I think I'm bringing my small child with me.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Is Adrian coming too?
Yes.
Damn. Well, I guess I'm not hanging out with you while I'm there.
Yeah. Sorry, Sue.
Kind of like dressing her up as Princess Peach or something cute. Maybe Baby Link or something.
Nerd.
Baby or Adrian?
The baby.
Yes, we need to figure out what, if anything, we're doing show-related.
Yeah, we might do a meetup or something.
I feel bad for
thanks.
for
We can do a
Seward.
meetup? You mean between us?
meetup.
You mean between us and...
Yeah, between you and me, Seward.
Legend,
Well,
the legend,
might see
the
you.
third wheel legend.
Now people, thanks to this video
always
podcast, people know what we look like.
And know to run the other way. Why is Phil
And
singing?
know to run the other way. I don't know.
I'm singing the third wheel legend song because it's dedicated to you, Seward.
Okay.
Because you're going to be shunned by the couple there.
I'm going to be at GDC as well.
I will
We
not.
have-
Are you
Don't
forcing
have a
your
couple
family to
grand
come to that
spend.
too?
No.
Why are you making your poor wife and kid go to PAX? What are they going to do?
They want to go.
Really?
Yeah, the
CJ
baby's
told them they want
excited.
to go.
The baby's excited.
Adrian's just fired up for the giant bomb panel.
You're not gonna put the baby down on one of those disgusting.
No. One of those sumo
Remember
feedback
walking-
chairs.
When we went
No.
to the PAX Prime, walking through and seeing all the people sitting there, it's like I would not sit in one of those chairs
Yeah.
for $1,000.
Cesspool of bacteria right there.
Douse myself in.
General stank.
Yeah.
All right. Hacker Alias Careful Ralph says, are there any good games for the Sega 32X?
Well,
Star
let me
Wars.
tell you, Star Wars, whatever.
Well, the Star Wars game was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
Star Wars
Calibri,
Arcade.
best hummingbird shooter ever.
Where
That's
else
true.
are you going to get Star Wars Arcade in the home? I ask you.
You're not.
No.
Virtual Racing was fantastic. on
Oh
that
yeah,
system.
that's right.
Virtual Fighter was pretty well done, but it had a frame rate problem and some input lag, a little bit of artifacting.
What do you think of Knuckles Chaotix?
Knuckles Chaotix is a game that I'm glad they never actually released as a Sonic game, but it's still fun. It's different.
Yeah.
But hey, you get to meet a whole bunch of new Sonic universe characters.
Charmy
Those
Bee.
are always
Yeah,
great.
and those are
Yeah.
always good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the Spider-Man game, I don't know if the Spider-Man game is any good, but it's like super rare.
Web of Fire.
Web of Fire.
Yeah, which was I believe the final game released in the U.S.
It was. Yeah.
And I believe enemy of the show, Seabake,
He does have one.
Chris Baker owns a copy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Theme
he's,
song by Johnny Cash.
Is that right?
Yep.
Man, that's a
Mr. Big.
step. That's a step up. Yeah, Mr. Big did the theme song for the Sega CD game. So to get Johnny Cash to do, and he reworked his classic song.
It was actually
That's
Mr.
exactly
Big
right.
just dubbing in the word Web of Fire, the word web, when he said ring.
I believe it's I think it was a boy named Sue. Is the song.
That'd be awesome. And also, for what it's worth, I think it was Mortal Kombat 2
Oh yeah.
was on the 32X and apparently widely considered the best home version of Mortal Kombat 2.
Really?
I think the
For
best
what that's
advice we could give right here is don't get a 32X.
Go get a 32X. I'm sitting here surrounded by people who bought Virtual Boys.
Hey, I bought a 32X.
Extol the virtues of Game & Watches. The 32X is no worse than that stuff.
I said they were all shit.
I have a 32X.
I wouldn't go buy a 32X.
I bought one for
but-
like $20 when KB Toys was knocking them out on
I
clearance.
think I bought mine for about $5 from a dude.
Some dude.
Some dude sold me his for like
Back
5
in Nova.
bones. Yeah. I got those little metal clips to kind of goatsy up my Genesis.
I'm sorry, did you say goatsy up?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
Fucking internet.
All right, hacker alias Mudron asks,
I know him.
Yeah. Who's getting Tomb Raider this week?
Me.
I never played any of the old Tomb Raider games, so I'm curious about POP's opinion of them.
I like
I love
Tomb
Tomb
Raider
Raider.
games.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never liked them.
It
Yeah, I
actually
actually never get into them either.
I liked the first one so much that it actually hurt to watch that series go to shit the way it did.
Yeah, I think I remember at one point, because I had never played Tomb Raider 1, like sitting in my cube, trying it, and yelling over to your cube, like, you actually like this game?
Yeah, but okay.
And then
Game
going
is such
back to Bubsy
It was
absolute-
1995.
This game doesn't climb to the top of any yarn balls.
I remember during my run at Expert Gamer before Phil destroyed the magazine, one of the games that I covered was, I think it was Tomb Raider Chronicles, and I was actually drew out maps for every level.
Good lord.
Yeah, by hand. It was.
Did any of you guys try Guardian of Light? Because that is actually a really good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Which
not
one was that?
exactly a Tomb Raider. It's the one where it's like a top-down, almost Diablo.
Was that the
style.
downloadable
right.
XBL
Yes.
game? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's really good.
I think I have a free copy of that from PS
Yeah, I
Plus.
think we all have.
I think I do too. Yeah.
Maybe I should play it.
But yeah, no, it was painful to watch that series fall apart because they had to do annual releases, and then the whole Angel of Darkness thing happened.
Yeah. I liked Underworld. I thought Underworld was pretty good.
Yeah, but then the thing that sucked about it was that when they sort of made the series good again and people got excited about it again, they went right back to the annual releases again.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, you're killing it all over, and now here we are at another reboot.
So are you getting the new one then?
Yes.
Cool.
Mike, you are?
I'm getting it. Yep. Mine's pre-purchased.
Oh, look at you.
Steam.
Yeah, mine's in the mail right now.
Do you have it already downloaded, ready to just be unlocked, Mike?
I don't know. Is that what happens when I pre-purchased it? It might have done that.
I don't know. I
Some games
heard
do
that
that.
it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone did that, but
Cool.
yeah,
I
I've
should be
never
ready to
been a big Tomb Raider guy,
Oh,
but
man.
you know what though? I love violence against women, so I think I might check this one out just because.
Good.
You've
Yeah.
heard it's big on that?
Yeah. Well, I watched I watched Conan O'Brien play it.
That was pretty funny.
It really was. Did you watch that, CJ?
No.
Go
You should
watch.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, go
I'll
you
check
go
it
watch
out.
it. It's quite funny.
Yes.
So.
All right.
There you
Hacker
go.
alias Zakal says out of, or Zakal. Either one.
I'm
Take
going to
your
go
pick.
with Zakal.
Zakal.
Yeah.
All right. It's like Shakan, the Forever Man or something. Out of all the major March releases, what is everyone looking forward to the most?
Wreck-It Ralph on Blu-ray.
I'm going to go ahead and say Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Bioshock.
I'm going to go ahead and say Tomb Raider.
Wow.
Huh.
Just March.
Just March.
Just March.
Smart.
You know what? I'm gonna say Lego City Undercover. Screw it.
That's right up there for me, too.
I am friggin'
I
psyched
do not
about
get that.
the Undercover.
It looks so good.
And that trailer looks really boring.
You look really boring.
Really boring.
Really about
Imagine
that.
Grand Theft Auto if it played like one of those fucking Lego games.
Oh man,
Oh my
Pretty
god.
much.
I
That's
I'm
am
fine
exactly
with
how I
that.
feel about
I'm
it.
fine with that.
there.
I just
Ugh.
I
am
like the
all
Lego
over that.
games, but I like the Lego games because they're funny takes on franchises I actually care about.
See,
When
this
you
is
just-
what I've
when
been
you strip that
wanting
out-
them.
Ugh.
I've been wanting them to do a just like a Lego City or a Lego Space game. I wanted them to get away from the.
Did you ever try
license.
the Lego MMO?
I did.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was not very good.
I was supposed to review that for 1UP, and it did not even work well enough to be reviewed.
Really?
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 hours into it, and shit broke, and I was working with the developer trying to get shit to work, and they couldn't get it to work, and so we're just, you know what? Screw it. We're not even reviewing this.
Nice. Did you at least get paid?
I don't think I did. I didn't write any words about it. I just, yeah.
Well, sometimes they give you a kill fee or something like that.
Oh, really?
But,
yeah. I think a lot of people at 1UP aren't getting paid lately.
Yeah, I would. I would not hold out hope for getting any sort of back pay on that.
Okay.
But,
Are you? Is anyone going to grab that BioShock Infinite ebook? I guess there's actually physical copies now too.
What is it, like a novel?
Joe
or
Fielder
something?
wrote it. You know Joe Fielder, right?
I do know Joe. Of course, I know Joe Fielder.
It's a Kindle. It was a Kindle thing. It was available through Kindle, but I think there's actually. I don't know if the physical copies are things you can buy or if they're just like promo material. But it's supposed to be like a case study on Columbus or Columbia or whatever the hell the name of it.
BioShock Infinite: Mind in Revolt.
That's it.
By Joe Fielder. Oh, look at that! Yeah.
So I was kind of interested, and then when I figured out that Joe wrote it, I was like, well, I gotta get that.
$2.99 on the Kindle there. Okay. Yeah, no, Joe's a great guy. I like Joe quite a bit.
Joe and Sean Elliott worked on that game.
Yes.
Oh man, 34 pages?
34 whole pages.
I don't know if I can. I don't have time to read.
That exceeds your attention span.
Yeah,
I'm 33 and a half.
I'm still working on that science book that Mike recommended to me ages ago. Crying out
Good
loud.
Lord.
What?
Do you like it?
I do actually. It's quite
it's a great
an
book.
interesting book. Yeah. It is.
All right. Hacker Alias, this is the last one. MJA357 says, hey, can you post the RSS feeds for Phil's and CJ's new shows?
No.
I can't find them.
This is the tweet you're ending on? Jesus Christ.
Commercials.
Yeah.
Are you sure that there isn't a tweet about Super House of Dead Ninjas we could read before we go?
I'm stunned that
find one if
CJ
you like.
bothered to mention my other podcast in there.
Yes, please help me kill more brain cells. That's what he says. So, yeah, you can actually go to playeronepodcast.com and you have a link right there on the right to both the Stream On show and Points of Articulation.
But not Generation
true.
16.
Well, that's because you haven't given me a nice banner for it.
Oh,
as soon as you do,
Sounds like an awful lot of work.
Nap. I made a banner for...
I'd even put a banner for the Lunchcast on there if we got it. It's a text link right now, but thank you for releasing a new episode.
Lunchcast gets a text link, but Generation 16 doesn't even get that.
No,
It's
fine.
right.
It's fine.
Sick burn.
Yep. Whatever.
Maybe next
I
time.
whipped up a Points of Articulation banner though.
You did.
Just saying.
Yep,
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yep.
And there's a new Lunchcast, so go listen to
That's
that.
true.
Yeah, I gotta listen to that.
Good stuff.
Or do I? Do I? Mike's shaking his head. He's not even gonna say anything. That's how
I'm not
upset he
going
is.
to say anything.
Uh,
Alrighty, that's our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, hey, you can go to playeronepodcast.com/332 and just leave it on the blog page, or you can direct it to @P1Podcast on the Twitter. You can find our...
So you screwed yourself up when you went right to that URL. See, before when you just said Player One Podcast, you could just talk generally about the whole site.
That's true. I'll tweak that for next week.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to playeronepodcast.com, though, you can find links to our email addresses. Generation 16 episodes are on there somewhere. Link to our YouTube page where you can find find the video episodes.
all right.
If and you want to see what we look like while we're podcasting.
Ew.
Not recommended.
Yeah,
No,
not recommended.
at all.
333 is pantsless.
And there's a message board on the website where you can discuss this very episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Points of Articulation podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com. Or if you want to subscribe to the Player One podcast, you can. There's probably a link there too.
Yes.
Or you can go to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One podcast iPhone application because you want to communication with us via the voicemails, the emails, the Twitters, what have you. We also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey! Android cell phone.
CJ and I both raised our eyebrows the exact same time.
Player One podcast iPhone application available for your listening device as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
You can find that right over there at the Android Amazon Marketplace. CJ, when is the last time we sold one of the iPhone apps? Do you have that information available?
We sell a handful every month.
Do we really?
Yeah.
That's how
good
CJ's
to know.
retiring.
So
that's how he can afford to take his wife and baby to PAX East.
Right.
Would we do better if we
in
went
the cargo
with
hold.
in-app purchases?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna we're gonna have you pay to cut to the length of one of Phil's stories.
Ooh.
Sick burn. All right, go ahead, Phil.
I don't know if I want to now.
Also cheap.
You know what?
Also cheap.
You know what?
Yes.
Screw you people. I'm
Play Snoopy.
Oh my god, it's late and I really want to go to
I
bed.
got some Snoopy.
All
I
right,
can
come
play
on.
here.
Come on, we can do this.
Yeah, okay. You can listen to us on the Stitcher. You can listen to us. You can see us. You can watch us live on the YouTube. So just check our Twitter feed to find out when we are doing our next live broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best.
It's the bomb.
It's the most blowst. CJ,
Yes.
spank you
Okay.
very much.
Just like back in San Francisco.
Yeah. Greg,
Yes.
thank you.
You know, it's kind of funny when we both raised our eyebrows. CJ's got like little caterpillars over his head, over his eyes. I look
Yeah.
like a cancer patient.
Aww. That's
It's
These are
depressing.
fake. These ones are
Go
fake.
go watch Generation 16. You
Yeah,
won't find
do
a
it.
link to it on the front page.
yeah.
I'll put a link to it on the front page.
Just on the plus side, Greg, you look like you have a very extremely treatable cancer.
Thank you.
Aww. That's
I
the
think-
nicest thing Mike has ever said to anyone.
It's true, actually.
Yeah.
Mike's
Mike?
coming out of his shell finally.
Mike, thank you.
Hey, thanks for the Game & Watch discussion. I was able to bang out almost an entire world on Runner 2. That's good.
That can be the new Mario. Is you bust out you hear Charles Martinet's narration. That's the signal to wrap it up. I guess we'll see everyone next week.
Sounds good to me. Let's do
We
it.
hope so.
Okay. Then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.